All right, I'm on the.
Shoot, baby. You live, Leon.
Okay,
You live, baby.
hold on. Sorry.
You talking about us?
Yeah, man. I'm on the.
Shoot, baby.
I got too many screens going here. Sorry.
We're having some technical difficulties in the Step Back podcast. Waiting for Leon to get it together here. Leon, do a quick intro, baby.
Good afternoon, Facebook Ball is Life podcast. Welcome to the 5th episode of the Step Back. My main man Jacob Moses and our special guest, host of Dong City Life Group Monopoly founder,
Facts.
Henry Maldonado Jr. Welcome, bro.
Let's
you
go.
doing?
Let's go. What's good, family?
You know, we're doing well over here. You know, we're stuck in quarantine, stuck in isolation.
Yeah, man. You ain't kidding.
Tough times out here.
I got my son Jay with me. The times are so hard. You want to do a podcast with Pops. That's how rough shit is out there.
Since we're stuck in hiatus, thank you, Rudy Gobert.
Oh,
You motherfucker.
you're going hard already.
Yeah, we have to go to the off-season content real early.
This motherfucker. Rudy done fucked up, man.
Big time.
I tried to defend him the other day, then I sat back and I was like, oh, his fault. Like, yo, you can't be mocking shit and then be the nigga that get it, you know?
So, left with that, you know, this guy, Rudy, touching microphones, locker room players, all of that. My man messed up the entire league.
Yeah, it's a bad look, man. I don't think you can make light of the situation, and then, you know, in hindsight, of course, you know, but you go back and you look at him touching the mics and having fun with the media, it's a real bad look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it, as bad as a look as it was, it also shed light to the seriousness of the disease. You know, how fickle it is. You know, after Gobert, Donovan Mitchell tested positive, which afterwards led to the entire league leading to tests, and turned out 4 Nets players were transacted with disease. One of them, Kevin Durant, face of the league.
Figures.
Was already out.
What you do? Touch somebody's ass? He slapped somebody in the ass too hard and caught it? What the fuck? What?
Well, you know, he had a weak immune system anyway, so.
Yeah, that's true.
JaVale McGee got it too, and I think his is a little more serious because he has chronic asthma to begin with.
Oh, damn.
So I know JaVale McGee tested positive. Christian Wood, there was a few of those that tested positive.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart, yeah.
Marcus Smart, yeah.
Christian Wood from the Pistons.
Yeah. There was I was reading an article, I can't remember, I want to say the New York Times or the Washington Post, that was criticizing the availability of the NBA players getting tests because, you know, I guess it kind of looks like because they got money, they're able to get tests faster than the general public who may not have access to those kind of resources. I don't know how true it is. You know, I know they're manufacturing tests left and right. Here in New York and New Rochelle, they have a drive-through center. I think they opened up a drive-through testing center in Jacoby Medical Center as well in the Bronx. You know, tests are becoming more readily available, and it's you know, the last 2 to 3 weeks have just been, you know, changed life, not just sports, you know, but our life has been changed, you know, on this axis. So we all adjusting, so it's crazy.
Yeah, this is a rough spot to be in, considering how easy this transmits and nobody knows the end date, and that's what's so scary.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, even if you stockpile in the store, you know, you go to the store, you start stockpiling shit, you be stuff that you always see on the shelves, ain't nothing there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the hood bodega, you know, not too long ago. They ain't have no spam, you know. You can always get spam in the hood, man. I couldn't get no spam.
Where the spam at?
You know, with the spam, everything they left the bad spam, the turkey spam, the biggest spam. You know, I was like, damn, shit is real if you can't get no spam in the hood, man.
That's pretty bad, man. They limiting people to 2 per item, and you can't get Lysol wipes, hand soaps, sanitizers. You look around and
the toilet paper.
It's fucking crazy, man.
I don't know how the toilet paper came about. Like, what's the deal with everybody just saying we need toilet paper? Like, what was that? What made it the go-to item?
That's what I want to know. It's just crazy.
It's not a virus that attacks your, digestive system. I don't get why toilet paper became the hot item.
Man,
I'm trying to figure that out myself because I went to Target last week about 8 o'clock in the morning. Started out at 5 people, led to about 100 like 5 minutes before. Everybody ran for toilet paper.
I don't know. Yo, you can't even get the cheap shit, the one ply, the shit that when you wipe and pop through, you can't even get that, man. You can't get the cheap shit. You can't get the good shit. You can't get the quilted clothing. You can't get nothing. You get like the Food Town brand,
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous.
No, but the good thing is, we have players and owners stepping up in the NBA, donating, money to, the concession workers and the staff, the hourly staff, to make sure that they get paid during this. Mark Cuban has been out in the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
Every time something pops, Mark Cuban always does the right thing, says the right thing, and he's somebody that, not just as a sports owner, but as a person, he always seems to do the right thing, and you hope everyone takes that lead. Mark Cuban gets what it's about and taking care of those middle class workers that he has that run his arena. So, it's good to see people stepping up.
It really is. Coming right to that, many of the players have stepped up. Kevin Love, Zion Williamson, Giannis, each contributing $100,000 to their efforts.
He ain't making no money yet.
Especially Zion on a rookie contract.
Yep.
Exactly.
Making a couple $100,000. I know he got a few endorsement deals, making some millions. But let's be real, Zion don't got the money that the other dudes got.
Mm-hmm.
I was glad that at his age, he's able to get it right away. So it's a positive thing to see.
And Rudy Gobert, the epicenter, he donated $500,000.
I didn't know that.
Yes, he did.
Okay, 500. Damn. Okay.
500.
Okay. I mean, he's still fucked up, but.
Yeah, I mean, he was a real life like Frank Grimes, just go around. It's not gonna electrocute me. That's it.
I'm looking at the comments, and Randy told Jaden get out of here. I think because of the jersey.
Yeah, the jerseys are hurt. I mean, kind of hurt wearing this Knicks jersey, but I'm doing it in support.
I mean, I think when I throw on Knicks gear, I kind of understand how Jacob feels rooting for the Mets, man.
This shit is rough. This life is.
It don't hurt that it don't help that the colors are the same too, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it, man. I get it. It's brutal out there.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta rep your team. Jay was young, and he chose the Heat. I had to talk with him as a pops. Like, you can't be doing that Felipe shit and rooting for different people. You got one team, one sport. That's your team. You choose your team and you rock with your team. And he's been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But
learning loyalty at an early age.
I respect that.
He on camera. He's shook. I ain't never seen that nigga this stiff in a minute.
To the championship 3 years in a row, 1, 2 out of 3.
There you go.
We're killing it right now, and we got a young core. So
get out of here.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler out there is really.
Yeah, but going back to the owners doing it, in the comments, people say that the owners can afford to pay people, which they absolutely can. The millionaires are stepping up, but some of the billionaires are as well. Not as many as I'd like to see. I think every team owner should pay every hourly employee on strength. The people that clean them bathrooms, the people that sweep, people that stock everything, the concession workers. When we leave a game, they're back there 2-3 hours after we leave, cleaning shit up, taking care of the arena, making sure everything's good for the next game. So, those people need to be taken care of.
Absolutely.
The Nets, I believe, have paid their hourly employees until May. The Magic have donated $2 million to their workers, as far as I'm concerned. So a few more have stepped up, not all, but
even that, I mean, that sounds like a lot of money, but 2 million for hourly employees. Let's say you get $15 an hour employees. You know, you have on a given night a couple of hundred employees in an arena. You know,
right.
2 mil. I don't know how long 2 mil covers. Maybe a month or two, but we'll see.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a nice gesture, but you know, they should say, "Yo, we're gonna cover whatever time these people lost.
Exactly.
We're gonna make sure we cover that they get a steady paycheck as if they were working a regular season."
Absolutely.
Considering there's no end date in sight, it's hard to
Mhm.
determine how much they should pay.
I mean, the MLB is doing that already, and you know we'll get that
Exactly.
on Monday on Dong City. Cheap plug, but you know we'll talk about that Monday. But yeah, NBA play MLB owners are donating $1 million each. You farting over there?
That's
Bro,
somebody.
thought he said,
I think that's somebody's phone there.
Shit.
nah, but
Uh,
also I want to see. Oh, I want to see Dolan do something actually, because dude, your team was the most
Oh,
profitable team in the league for what, 4 billion,
mhm.
and you didn't do anything yet. You didn't help him do it.
Dolan do some cheap shit like host a charity benefit that he plays out, you know, with his
Exactly.
band and shit, you know. No, I ain't fucking with Dolan.
Uh-huh. That's the thing. Try to like fix your image a little bit. You know, it's taken a hit over the past what? Oh, excuse me, 20 years. Yeah.
30, man.
Something.
Dolan got me disgusted, man.
Yeah, that dude is.
I will say he throws money at the problem, which is what you want your owner to do, but
Mhm.
he chooses the wrong dudes every
Mhm.
time.
Never ends. Oh man.
What's up
Do you
next?
guys do you guys have a do you guys believe the league will be coming back?
I personally think the league is done for the season.
Yeah, I have to agree. I can't see them going, 2 months, 3 months, and then let's start it up at the end of June. Dudes are going to be out of shape. That's if they don't keep themselves in shape. How is it going to look? I mean, just go ahead with the lottery, I guess, and go ahead with the draft. That's pretty much what you have to go by right now. It's nothing you really can do.
It's wild because from the time that the NBA, you know, postponed the season or put it on pause, things haven't gotten better. They've gotten worse. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you have entire cities and states like Los Angeles, the entire state of Cali, you know, I think on a 48-hour shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
Here in New York, they just, you know, they put a pause on non-essential employees to stay home.
Yep.
So, you know, things aren't getting any better. They're getting worse. So I can't possibly see a situation that we come back from, you know, throw in the fact that fans are going to be scared, man. Like, let's be real. We're keeping away from our family and you know, niggas in the hood. Imagine going to a stadium that holds 20, 30,000 people. Nobody wants to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the league this year is done, which sucks because I would have liked to have seen that storybook, you know, Lakers winning the chip for Kobe moment, which I kind of just thought was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the season's done.
Yep.
In which case, we are stuck in our houses for the most part for at least a month. I would say.
Playing ball like that.
Kobe.
Yeah, just running around the house throwing socks in the hand. Kobe, you know, just throwing shit around, throwing stuff at the kids.
Means you guys need something to do. So, watch some movies. Let's do some music. We like to suggest some movies that you can spend time with your family with. Bleacher Report had a list of top 15 movies that I somewhat agree with.
Mm-hmm.
15 was Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell, Woody Harrelson, and Andre 3000. It's a comedy. It's about hour and a half, hour 45 minutes long. It's funny. Features topics, the ABA, NBA merger. It's pretty decent. I got some laughs out of it.
Yeah, your classic slapstick comedy, you know.
Mm-hmm. Definitely wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Jackie Moon.
I was surprised at 14 because I actually liked Uncle Drew as nothing but entertainment. Like it was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to see actual NBA players, you know, having fun, man. They're in the element. I enjoyed Uncle Drew quite a bit. What do you guys think?
It was pretty decent to me. I liked Lil Rel Howery. He was in it. Nick Kroll. It was, I got my laughs in. Reggie Miller made an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Good hour and a half of,
Rich Miller was pretty funny in that.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw it was bits and pieces I saw of it. I gotta actually go through the movie to kind of. It was something I was doing around the house, and I was trying to watch it, so I don't really have too much to say on it. But it seemed like it was okay for what it was. So I'm gonna go back and revisit it.
Let's kind of skip through some of these real quick so we don't.
Yeah.
Like Mike.
Yeah, get shit all the way out of here.
Yeah.
We'll bow wow. We'll pass on
Out
that.
of here with that 12 blue chips. Now, blue chips,
Yep.
I think you like blue chips depending on your age.
Oh, I loved it.
I think if you're our age and blue chips came out, when you saw a penny, you're all,
Yeah.
And then Shaq was in there. Just
I
the whole
love
story.
blue chips. So personally, I think, being 12 was a little, I was a fan. We got 11 Finding Forrester. I don't think I ever saw that one.
I've never seen that one.
So Finding Forrester is the equivalent to Good Will Hunting. And Sean Connery and I forgot the basketball player's name, but it's along those lines with a troubled teen and a hard-headed coach, on the lines of Good Will Hunting with Robin Williams and Matt Damon.
I never saw that one. I'm gonna have to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up.
10,
Should have got the time to do it.
10 Basketball Diaries. That movie to me was fantastic, and Leo DiCaprio is probably my number one favorite actor. So to me, that should have been much higher up on the list.
I agree.
Yeah, young Leo, young Mark Wahlberg, they really steal the show.
I forgot Mark Wahlberg was in that movie. That's right.
Yep. One second.
Number 9, The Way Back. Never seen it.
That's the new movie with Ben Affleck. Just along the lines of like Coach Carter.
Was it any good?
It's a new release, so it's supposed to be in the movie theaters, but since they're closed, it's not even available for stream.
They got this ranked higher than Blue Chips and
Which is crazy.
I'm gonna have to take a look at this. I could catch that on my Stream Master, which I sell right here. Hit me up for those. Now, number 8. Come on, number 8 got to be in the top 5. I'm sorry, just on the strength of what it is, and they're remaking it. Space Jam.
Yeah.
How is Space Jam number 8, man?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I see a lot of people give a lot of flack for it, but it was a good movie, especially at the time it was. MJ coming back, even though I hated that motherfucker, he can still kiss my ass to this day.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, he was basically him coming back. The story, Bugs Bunny tagged the whole Looney Tunes gang. Plus, it had the stars, Ewan,
Space
Sean.
Jam Space Jam had animation, it had real shit, it had ball players.
Mhm.
You had R. Kelly, the R. Kelly that everyone liked. That's a whole nother. That's a pop culture podcast to talk about that. But I thought Space Jam should have been ranked a little higher.
I mean, we're living through Space Jam right now.
Facts.
That's true.
Number 7. Again, this is one of those movies that, depending on your age group, like to me, I loved it. Above the Rim with Tupac.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Dwayne Martin.
Yeah, I mean,
Leon
was the shit, man.
Shit.
This movie.
Oh yeah.
This is actually one of the first movies where Tupac actually showed you his artistic range.
That's true.
There was this, there was Juice. Tupac was just, he was an artist. So yeah, I think that should have been ranked a little higher.
Oh yeah.
Glory Road 6. I mean, I get it. I get it being top 10. It was a very good movie. There's a few movies I would have put apart. Number 5. Number 5 is that love story where if you want a woman to watch a basketball movie, this is the movie.
This is it.
This is the movie right here. Love and Basketball.
Oh yeah.
This is the original Netflix and chill movie right here. Right? Love and Basketball. So many women watch it. Dudes were fronting like, yo, I don't like that shit. But then you watch him like, yo, you can't front on that. Love and Basketball.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a love story. It was a basketball movie. It was a movie about, fathers pushing their kids, fathers being shitty fathers,
Mm-hmm.
um, not necessarily getting everything in life you think you were going to get or feel like you were owed, and then ultimately enjoying and appreciating what you do have in life.
Mm-hmm.
So Love and Basketball is definitely a top 5 movie in my book.
Absolutely.
I think you guys agree with that.
Yep. Omar Epps.
Number 4, Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, I saw something recently that said, and I forget the player. Of course, I'm gonna draw a blank now. It wasn't supposed to be Ray Allen.
Oh shit.
It was supposed to be somebody else instead of Ray Allen, and they
Oh
passed
my
it.
God.
And I can't remember who it was. Comment section people, if you guys want to hit that Google machine, let me know. But there was somebody else that was supposed to play Jesus Shuttlesworth in that movie, and I can't remember right now who it was. But yeah, that is
I
also
can't think of it.
a classic ass movie. Denzel is Denzel. Ray
Mhm.
Allen did pretty good.
Yeah, and
He
I
was
think
in that movie.
he was a rookie that year, right?
Yeah, he was.
Right, yeah, he was a rookie. But I could always watch that movie. You could be out and I'll watch it all the time.
Yeah, anytime it's on, I'll sit through it.
It is funny though, because I watched it, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Um, and at the time, you're like, yo, this is great. Now you watch it and you're like, damn, Ray Allen looks shook.
Yeah,
But there's not many actors who aren't actors who can play alongside Denzel and not be a
Hold
little
on. Yeah.
dated. So
yeah. I got Denzel and Leo as my 1 and 1A, so it's
this knucklehead behind me, he saw me scroll to number 3. He's like, how's that number 3? Clearly never seen it. Number 3, White Man Can't Jump.
You gotta watch Jay. You gotta watch that movie.
They gotta watch
Got
it.
to.
yeah. If
You
you
know
haven't
about
seen
White
it,
Man Can't
I love
Jump.
number 3.
White Man Can't Jump is the
That
shit.
movie's dope.
You got Rosie Perez when Rosie Perez was banging.
Oh yeah.
The only thing better than Rosie Perez here is Rosie Perez and Do the Right Thing, and y'all know what I'm talking about with the little
Oh, the ice. Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
only
yeah.
time Rosie Perez is getting better. But yeah.
yeah,
Definitely
White Man Can't Jump was shit, man. White Man Can't Jump was the Hustlers movie.
Oh yeah.
must
So
see.
number 2 and number 1, I don't disagree with them. I personally disagree in their order.
Mm-hmm.
So per this list, number 2 was Coach Carter.
That was a real good movie.
Carter was my personal favorite basketball movie of all time. I think that should have been number 1. I'm not going to sit here and say it's much better than what was number 1. It's a personal choice, but I'm glad that Coach Carter got the love here. What do you guys think about Coach Carter?
I loved it, the whole story, the coach coming in, putting his stamp on the team. It showed heart in the movie, what those kids had to go through, what he had to go through, and how hard he fought for those kids. I can watch it every single time. It never gets old. And that's one of the few movies I've seen in the theaters. I hate going to the theaters. That was one of the movies I went to see.
Yeah, that
was
movie. What about you, Leon?
I'm a big fan of Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, he has a lot of movies, but his ability to show his acting range and the story itself was nice. I'm a fan of Coach Carter. My number 1 as well.
I call Coach Carter what Dangerous Minds should have been.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And number 1, again, this is personal preference. I don't disagree with it. Here, is Hoosiers, classic movie. Transcends multiple generations.
Mm-hmm.
Hoosiers will always be in that top category of basketball films. So, what do you guys think?
I've honestly never seen the movie. I know I'm gonna get a flag for it. I've never had any just ambition to watch it. Now I have to because it's like a basketball movie and I'm big into it, but just that movie, I never took the time to sit down and go, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie. But I'm gonna sit down and watch it. So,
yeah, to Leon's credit, we were talking off camera, and neither one of you have seen it, which I was kind of like, what the fuck? But I know Leon did catch it. Jake dropped the ball, pun intended. So what do you think, Leon? Watching Hoosiers for the first time in 2020, what do you think?
For its time, it was actually pretty good. Gene Hackman, I remember him from, Replacements, Enemy of the State. He's always yelling in every movie. He has an intensity. He has an intensity which is shown in Hoosiers, but the basketball story itself is pretty nice with a young kid, destined. He's a good basketball player in the county, but he really didn't have the desire to play, and everyone had on Chuck Taylors. That's what I was most impressed with. It was a good movie.
I was
better than I expected.
Yeah. But like I said, it's hard to watch that movie now, with the advances we've made. And that goes for a lot of movies, the cult classics that you kind of watch and you're like, yo, that movie's dope. Then you go back and you watch it now with the technology and everything, you're like,
shit's trash.
Right.
But I think Hoosiers will always transcend, time. It's one of those, great movies. Not just great basketball movies, just a great movie in general. Well, yeah, again, I don't personally have an issue with it being number one. For me, I would have just went Coach Carter number one and Hoosiers 2. But again, it's splitting hairs here.
There's some movies that weren't on the list that you might be able to recommend or avoid in that matter.
I'm sure everybody's seen this one. Teen Wolf I think it was underrated. Teen Wolf that was pretty dope. Is Michael J. Fox and the whole, he didn't know his dad was a werewolf. So it was a cheesy 80s movie, but that's the most of those movies in that era. It's like, it's cheesy, but
right. Something you can watch with your family right now. You got free time to do. So
there's one movie that I say is absolute trash, should not be associated with basketball. Get the fuck out of here. They even got the wrong dog for the motherfucking movie. Air Bud. Throw that shit all the way the fuck away. Just throw that shit away. Trash it. One bad basketball movie that I can watch is Eddie.
Yes, I was going to mention that.
It's a bad movie. The movie's trash. The movie's ass. Absolute trash. But I'll always watch it. I can't explain why.
It was.
It's some shit that you can see Dolan really doing in real life. Eddie was trash, but I will always watch Eddie when it's on. So,
What's another one? One more. The Sixth Man. I always like that movie. I
fuck Sixth Man.
No, that movie gets me emotional because like the whole thing with his brothers helping him, and then you can just see him at the end. But I always get emotional with it.
You're right. It's a really bad movie, but I watch it.
Exactly. It was just like, damn.
Remember when the nigga jumped from half court and the spirit just got him?
It was like, oh, come on, man.
Kind of like that Angels in the Outfield nonsense. Like, why am I watching this? But you know what? I already invested time in it. I might as well keep.
Yeah, that movie. That's a good one, man. Another one.
I'm going through them.
Joanna Man.
Joanna
Man.
Oh man.
So Joanna Man is a movie where who was it? David A. Nunez gets kicked out of the NBA. Hey, buddy.
You say hi? You say hi to Henry, Jay, and Leon?
What's up, Bubba?
It's a movie where the NBA player gets kicked out of the NBA, dresses in drag to play the WNBA for about.
Randy has a really good one, basketball.
Okay.
Yes, that's
basketball, and that is a life group crossover.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, Randy.
That is a good one, basketball.
And for those who may know, I've watched Sunset Park with Fredro Starr, Ray Perlman from Cheers. Set in Brooklyn, high school team. Your typical loser to winners story. About an hour and a half. You put some time with it.
What was the movie with Common and
Queen Latifah?
Yeah.
Just Right.
That was ass.
Okay.
Ass. They tried to remake Love and Basketball and did a horrible job.
It was awful. Like the Nets won't even promote it. So bad. Like the Nets won't even promote it.
Yeah, that was brutal. Like I said, they tried to remake Love and Basketball. You know what else should count? Even though it's not a basketball movie, but because Shaq's clown ass was in it. Shazam.
That shit was great.
You liked it?
I did. That shit was hot.
I like the newer Shazam that came out. I was surprised by that. I can't fuck with Shaq Shazam.
I got a couple more for you. I watched Uncut Gems
I
uh,
gotta see that.
a couple nights ago.
I haven't
That's
seen.
KG, Adam Sandler, and it's pretty good eye candy in there.
Okay.
It's a good story.
You got me. I'm listening.
KG plays his role pretty well. You got Mike Francesa has a
I'm
cameo in there,
I'm good.
No, fuck him.
but Adam Sandler, he plays the role pretty well. He runs around the city in gambling debt. Eye candy. It's a good movie. It's about 2.5 hours long. I
I
recommend it.
heard good things. I got to check that out. I haven't seen that one yet.
I know we're missing something. If movies running through my head, I know we're missing something.
And
It's underrated ass movies.
I have one more.
Yeah, shoot.
Anyone ever seen Trainwreck? I mean, it's not really a good movie, but it has LeBron in it. It features Amy Schumer and
Wait, is that the one with John
Bill
Cena?
Hader. With who?
With John Cena's in that movie, right? Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I've seen that one. That actually wasn't
That
bad.
was actually funny.
It wasn't bad.
That was entertaining.
No.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Amy Schumer, but the cameos in there were pretty funny. It was, it's a decent 2 hours to watch.
I hit the Google machine. I forgot this one. The Air Up There.
Yes, thank you. The Jimmy Dolan shaking.
The Air Up There. Matumbo's big ass. No, that wasn't Matumbo. That was Manu Bull, right?
Yes.
No,
Manu Bull.
it was just
No.
Wasn't it Bull? No, he
Was it
wasn't.
Matumbo or Manu Bull?
I thought it was Bull.
Neither one. It was some it was just some, I think, regular actor. And he
Nah, that was Manu Bull.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't in it. I'm 100% sure actually. But
That shit got a 0.5 star rating.
How? I know it's Kevin Bacon, but damn, that movie was dope.
Yeah, I think Jacob is right. It's neither. It's just a tall ass African dude.
Exactly.
He's some racist bastards. All tall. The two tall Africans we know, Manu Bull and Matumbo. That's it. One of them niggas was in the movie.
Oh man.
Did you know that Kevin Durant made a movie?
Huh?
Thunderstruck.
Oh yeah. I would never watch
Good call.
that movie.
Jay called it.
He called it. I heard it.
Bad like Mike. It's worse than like Mike.
Thunderstruck. I gotta check that just to
I
laugh.
would never. No, I saw the preview, and that shit was straight basuda. I didn't even have to watch that shit.
Nah, I'm good.
So there's a bunch of movies out there you can try to check out. Basketball Diaries, Hoosiers. If you guys haven't seen it,
If you guys in the group catch a movie that you wanna talk about, or throw a post up in the basketball group. Things have been pretty bad without the season, but put it up. We'll talk about it. If we didn't see it, we'll see it. We'll talk some shit about it. So
also during the season, many of these guys didn't realize that Damian Lillard was a music star as a rapper.
a good one.
Yeah, he's really good.
And we've seen our share of some bad ones.
Although,
Kobe for one.
Kobe was trash.
Oh.
Shaq was another.
Yeah,
But-
Shaq Diesel.
But you know what, Shaq? It works for Shaq because Shaq's just an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Shaq.
Oh man. Can I say one more movie?
Which one?
And I just saw it. Celtic Pride
Celtic Pride.
with Daniel Wayne.
Yeah. That was trash. But they jacked him up. Yeah. It was the adult version of Home Alone. That shit was horrible.
Dan Aykroyd and David Stern.
Yeah, that shit was horrible.
Sure, rash.
Oh man.
Yo, going back to the music, didn't AI make music?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Okay.
it was.
Bad. I think Tony Parker came out with some shit that was horrible.
I mean, he had also in French, so
Yeah.
he had two markets to sell to, but
Chris
both of them
Webber.
were trash.
Let me see. There's got to be something. Hold on.
Victor Oladipo is a pretty good R&B singer. Actually.
Yeah, he could actually sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can sing.
He was on the
He was
Masked
on,
Singer. And
Yep.
he
Victor Oladipo.
Victor
Yeah.
Oladipo,
Yes.
I gotta peep that. Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
kind of like the NBA version of Trey Songz.
I mean, he's probably putting it down like Trey Songz. Let's be real, man. They got no shortage of groupies. He's probably putting it down like Trey Songz.
Yes, it's not a lot of artists that. Well, Wayman Tisdale, if you remember him, Wayman Tisdale, he played for Sacramento. He was a good, artist. So
on our test.
Speaking of which, back when I lived back in Long City for a bit, he used to go out and go through the neighborhood and whatnot, sell his albums.
Yeah, right out the trunk. Yeah.
Yep. So I mean, he's a man of the people. He's a bit crazy, but his rapping wasn't all that good. But his name recognition.
The hip hop culture goes hand in hand with NBA. It always has since like maybe the late '80s, early '90s. Right now you think NBA culture, you immediately think hip hop culture. I'll give you an example of that, which we spoke about earlier. Look at the '90s dress code in the NBA. Look at the way these niggas dressed in the '90s.
Tim Duncan was like a fucking substitute teacher. Good.
Dude, Jay came to me the other day on his phone like, Dad, who's that? I'm like, yo, that's Mello. He's like, well, he looked like MC Hammer. His suit was all baggy and shit.
Baggy was in. I mean, it was just.
Yo, we had some of the worst. Like even now, we go back and look at some of the baggy jeans we wore when we were teenagers.
God.
Like,
it was terrible. Paco jeans, freaking
Parasuco. Remember the Parasuco with different colors? You know what pissed me off about Parasucos? I was stupid poor, right? So with the Parasucos, you couldn't get away. In regular jeans, you could rock them shits 4-5 days in a row. The Parasucos, you couldn't do that because the colors threw you off. Niggas like, yo, you wore the blue ones on Tuesday. Nigga.
Oh yeah, and they had
you had the one with the dragon.
All down the damn side.
You remember the one with the dragon? If you had the one with the dragon, you were popping.
They had the leather jacket and shit.
That with the Avarex jackets.
Man, oh my God.
The 8-ball jackets. I mean,
man, it's been.
NBA dress code back then was pretty bad. I think a lot of people cried about racism when David Stern kind of attacked them. For their dress, and he put in an actual dress code. A lot of them felt like they were attacking their culture. I was one of those people. I felt that way. I still do. I think that David Stern didn't understand what he had in a generation of players. Here's an old white man at the time, it was in the 60s. He doesn't understand the culture of hip hop. He doesn't understand the dress. People wearing do-rags, may not have been what he wanted to see or the image he wanted. Didn't they airbrush AI's tattoos out of a magazine cover?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
So there was all kind of shit. Like he's trying to change how these guys were. And I guess in the long run it worked out because now they're fashionable, man. Them dudes come, James Harden and Westbrook come in some stuff that
not true.
A little questionable.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think I could see where it could be a bit a racist tones, and then you can go into the fact, well, yeah, they're employed by this person, so they got to go into work this way and that way. You got to represent the league. I mean,
I like to see, you had a lot of young players, and I think you have to celebrate their individuality, which I think the current version of NBA embraces more.
Pause and give us some tissue.
These dudes know, yo, I'm gonna get drafted. I'm gonna wear something popping. They're gonna talk about my suit.
Right.
But they take that Deion Sanders approach, on draft. Press conferences, they're making sure they're having their fly colors or them pants that them capri pants that the dudes be wearing now. Like 7 feet rocking capri pants coming up to their knees. But I don't fucks with it. But I understand that's how they dress. And the individuality, so I get it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Speaking of the music infused in basketball, remember when Barclays Center opened up, Jay-Z had sold out shows for like the first 2 weeks to open up the arena. And we're part owner of a team. Then once he sold the team, they trended more towards Biggie.
Yep.
With the Coogee infused.
Which they should have.
Which I thought they should have done much sooner, but I mean, better late than never.
that's a whole nother conversation because
No, so-
I think that was the first deal Jay-Z was doing on the business front that he realized he got taken advantage of. Um, you know, they swallowed up Brooklyn. They gave a lot of land, a lot of eminent domain. There was a lot of bad things that came with that Barclays Arena, man. Brooklyn took a big hit for that one.
You look at Drake. He inspired the city uniforms for the Raptors.
Yeah, yeah.
He's heavily involved in the Raptors business, much less an
Is he
ambassador.
part? Is he like a small percentage owner in the
I
rap?
think so.
I thought he was just like an ambassador or something like
No,
that.
no,
It's
he's,
a-
he's
I
part
thought he
owner.
had something like
oh, is he?
5%
Okay.
or something. I thought he owned a small percentage of them.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Usher is a part-time owner of the
Hawks, right?
Cavaliers.
Oh, the Cavs. I thought it was.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Justin Timberlake's a part-time owner of the Grizzlies,
Of course.
I know that.
and Eminem is a bit in with the Pistons.
Yeah.
And LeBron James owns them all. He owns the whole league.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, Jimmy Buffett's pretty big down in Miami.
Mhm.
Justin Bieber. You know, I'm a big Bieber fan actually, for what it's worth. I mean, I think he's talented, despite the other nonsense he deals with. But
I had this conversation not too long ago with somebody about Justin Bieber. I can't imagine being that talented and having your childhood taken away from you and then growing up in everyone's
Mhm.
life. So I can't pretend to know what that's like. I'm sure that's not easy.
nah,
Yeah, he's definitely talented. I'll give you that. Some of his songs I rock with. I won't lie.
yeah, he came out with a new album pretty recently.
Yeah, I gotta check that one out.
I rock with the newer stuff. All that, oh baby, baby. I ain't fucking with that.
Man, Usher, by the way, I think dropped off tremendously.
I don't know what happened.
Them STDs happen. That's what happened. He running around town burning chicks.
Literally.
Don't forget that. He's out here burning chicks.
Around the same girl, R. Kelly, right?
He's a mock.
Wow. Now, I mean, at least Usher was probably if he burned into somebody.
R. Kelly's-
somebody your age.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's
I
it
believe I
pissed
can
me
fly.
off
I
because
know. It.
he, man, just the shit he did, like his song, you can enjoy. I mean, from Bump and Grind and all that. I believe I can fly, the world's greatest. Now, when you think back of Bump and Grind, I'm like, yo, were you talking about somebody of age?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck, yo? What's wrong with you? I'm just like, damn, man.
R. Kelly's hard to fuck with. It's one of them things like if I'm in the car solo and it comes on, in your throat, you start singing, somebody, no, I'm changing it. I'm listening to that.
Oh man.
So,
Damn.
will we ever see the light of day when we walk outside again? Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know, but if we do, another area that is kind of taking a life of his own thanks to Mr. MJ is sneaking. So if we see the light of day, we're gonna have some kicks on our feet, and sneaking has been synonymous with the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
not just from wearing them to play, but fashion. MJ started it. MJ's $1 billion brand on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Other dudes have their own sneakers. I got a little mini sneaker head here.
Everything 1 to 14.
Man,
His pop's got a pretty kick-ass collection himself, but
That's so.
I've kind of trended away from the Jordans, and I'm more of a. Wait, is it here?
What?
I'm kind of more of a Yeezy guy.
Okay.
Comfort, man. You get my age, you start worrying about comfort, and
Mhm.
I'm
That's
still
true.
trying to be stylish, but I'm gonna do it with some Yeezys, man. They comfortable as hell.
Real comfortable.
I mean, not to mention the price, because you start out depending on the size, like size
Yeah.
5, size 6 for kids, it's pretty affordable. Once you get to
Mhm.
above 10, 11,
That's when you start going.
Sometimes I get lucky because I'm a 14.
Oh, okay.
So because I'm a 14, I can get stuff. He's 12 or 12 and a half. His stuff runs out because that's the average size.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get stuff and he's like, "How'd you get it?" And I'm like, sometimes being 14 is a good thing.
so the evolution of the sneaker is pretty radical.
Mm-hmm.
share my screen for a bit. Show you the Chuck Taylors. Hold on.
Yeah, my dude's always been on Chuck Taylor's. Even when he played ball, I used to get pissed at him. I'm like, Leon, you gonna F your ankles up.
Yeah, that's what you do, man.
And I told you it was gonna happen.
One of the biggest things is when rappers create sneakers, when they do collabs with sneaker brands like Jordan.
Yeah,
Like you got Drake with OVO 8s and like 12s and all this.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
I thought I had it.
Nigga Leon had a whole sound studio going on.
I know, right? You making beats too?
See that shit? He got an NCAA bracket. He got a beat going.
Yo.
You know what he's doing with his free time.
Oh man, I can't find it.
Yeah, with me, my sneaker game, I'm like an Air Max guy. Like 95s, I've always been big into.
I
Like
love Air Max 95, 97.
Oh my God, 97s. Oh man, especially when Griffey started getting crossover, when Griffey really started getting into Air Max. Yo, there you go.
Ooh.
There you go. That's it.
Wait, who's it on?
Those are.
Those are pops. Those are pops. Those are pops.
Woo!
I guess
the
the
grill sneakers?
But yeah, hold on. Let me get this is my Met pair. It's another crossover.
Oh man,
you gonna get the foam posits.
so good homes.
I hate foams. Give me the orange.
I don't usually bring these out until the season starts. Until the
Okay.
season starts. That's when I bring them out.
Those are the mixtape ones.
Yeah.
We ain't fuck with the mess. Those are the mixtape.
But yeah, I rock with those. Hirachis, I'm good on, but they're comfortable. Like you said, when you get older, you just
The foams are alright to look at. I can't fit the foams.
I can't. They
The
look
way
too
they
weird
work
on my
on the inside, they're uncomfortable for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm taking comfort over everything right now.
Mm-hmm. Prestos, I still wear those a little bit.
Pretzels are comfortable.
They're all real comfortable. Oh my God, they're just light.
Yo, the LeBrons, man, as much as I like them, those aren't comfortable for me.
I got the 13s, and I'm okay with them, but we'll see if I play in them. The PGs are comfortable.
I'm flat-footed, so like the LeBrons and the foams, they curve real heavy on the inside with the
basketball
arc,
shoes,
so I can't fuck with those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely
like a tight fit.
Yes.
Okay, I finally found it.
About damn time.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Here the Chuck Taylors.
Okay.
And
They're trying to scroll down like it's on my screen.
see it?
Air Force Ones. I see the Air Force Ones.
Give me
That
two
one.
Got the-
first.
Got the first pair of Jordans here.
Yep.
Yes.
We go down to the Air Force Ones.
So Air Force Ones, my son can tell you to this day, I get a crisp pair of white on white Air Force Ones. In our generation, we called them 5411 because they were $49.99 plus tax.
There you go.
Those and the Reeboks Classics, we call them the 5411s.
Oh man.
But, yeah, man, you can't go wrong.
Concords.
These are
You can't go wrong with those.
Man,
If I'm not mistaken, Rob got married with those on.
Really?
Rob, and if he's still watching, Rob, let me know if I'm right. Rob and his groomsmen had on 11s.
That's dope.
yeah, you can go grilling in these. These are like all-purpose sneakers.
Mm-hmm. My daughter, I got a pair for my daughter. She loved them. She wanted to wear them like every day.
These, I believe, are the female, the Lisa Leslie's.
I had never seen those in my life.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Yeah, my daughter actually has those.
Yeah, those are dope.
The 13s.
The 13s are comfortable shoes.
They're comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That tongue is too big though.
Am I right?
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
there's
thought the
the
tongue
Kyrie.
was never too big.
Oh yeah.
These are the Kyries
Mm-hmm.
with the Gary Snell edition. Sue Bird.
Right, they came out.
Trash.
They came out the whole SpongeBob collab.
Trash.
Patrick, SpongeBob, all of them.
SpongeBob collection.
Yeah.
Trash.
Like his net career so far.
I can rock with those all day.
Yeah, I like those.
Kobe's, the Focus.
Oh yeah.
Good luck on finding them.
Nah, I tried. No.
I think the best Kobe's are Kobe 9s or Kobe 10s.
Kobe 10s are fire.
Kobe 10s.
You got that right. The 10s are freaking.
Or Candace Parker's.
Those are actually not bad.
I don't like those.
Those look like you actually have to play ball in them. You just can't go in them.
Those are ball shoes, yeah.
Kawhi.
I
God
never
damn.
seen those, but I could rock with those.
Those are the Kawhis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, New Balances, yeah.
Right. That's how they do with New Balance.
Man, he must got a long ass foot.
Another Kawhi shoe.
I'm not gonna lie, Leon. You remember I always used to rock New Balances?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, always. I always had some because they always had that foot action. They had like this 2 for $89. I used to get like the all white pair and a few other pairs that you couldn't really find.
Your mom made you wait to wear the second pair, right?
Hell yeah. Don't you go out there messing up your damn shoe?
That's right.
No.
This is something you could wear to work. These are Spencer Dinwiddie shoes.
No, throw them
I
shit
didn't even know you had a studio.
Get
I
them
never
shit
seen
all the
them.
way out of here. Corner store. Hell out of here.
I never seen those before. Those are the Bodega threes.
The old Nintendo.
Those are Bodega threes.
They
Dude,
look like
yo, the
the
dude
OG
behind it, the bodega counter slicing the meat. That's what he's rocking.
Yo, oh my
These-
God.
So
I
stop.
played ball
Hold on.
in.
I
religiously.
give credit to Marbury for these kicks.
Absolutely.
So these kicks were fire. Number one, they were comfortable. Number two, they were affordable. What were they? $20?
Yep,
Yep.
$20.
And 50%, I believe, of those sales went to a charity.
Uh-huh.
You can't go wrong with Starberries.
Oh yeah, man. Stephen Berries, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, memories. That's crazy.
Yo, Leon, you dropped the ball. There's a pair of kicks you didn't have on there.
Which ones are those?
The Hewings.
Oh,
Yeah, how you forget about those, man?
The Hewings, bro.
Yeah, those are
Those
Man.
was something.
Those and
The E-wing, the big E-wing.
Yep.
and you know what? I think I actually had a pair.
Oh, I think everybody had a pair. I had the.
Oh yeah.
I had,
Forget
I
about
had
the
the,
pennies.
I had the Jordan
Forget about
5s.
those.
I had the penny.
Okay.
I had the pennies.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
really
didn't have any good sneakers until I was like honestly, on my own.
Yep.
You know,
That's
we
what
grew
happened.
up real rough, and mom and dad just couldn't afford it. And I understood it, so I didn't have like
Mhm.
my first pair of kicks till I was like 20
Mhm.
myself, and I realized what spending $200 on a pair of kicks was.
Oh yeah.
So
Right.
I'm with you there.
yeah,
and many of these shoes here are around like the $90 to
Mhm.
$200 range, except for the Chuck Taylors. You can get them for about $50-$60.
Yep.
Air Force Ones are they're about $90.
Air Force Ones right now are 100. Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah, they're
Like Nelly
But-
said, you scuff them, you fuck
And
up your whole night.
Air Force Ones are comfortable, man.
And it just looks so
the
good.
go-to. It's
Yep.
smooth, they're clean.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Remember the freaking what was it, the white tees and the fucking Air Force Ones?
That's right.
Come outside, you
White
was
tees,
set.
that's it. You get a pack of 3 tees, you iron them, you press them, and you rock them outside.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
yeah. And like you go to school, fresh pair of kicks. Don't step
Uh-huh.
on them. Can't get a crease in them. You try to rock those as long as you can, as hard as you
Mhm.
can, and then hope you don't get robbed.
Yo,
Because I walk a certain way
dude.
just to make sure I don't crease my shoes.
It's important.
My shoe doesn't hurt.
Yo, he got the shit
Uh-huh.
ass walk.
I ain't creasing my shoes.
Bend your legs, dude. Like bend at the knee. It's okay,
He
man.
lied to me, but I can never say I completely did.
Like
Mess up a shoe.
you know what sneakers I love comfort wise, looks wise, but I hate because they all bend the threes.
Ooh, yeah.
Love threes. Love them, love them, love them. They're smooth, they're comfortable, but they stay creasing.
All the time. It's impossible to
Yes.
stop. You can't really. It's a pain, man.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I do have to say is they came out with crease protectors. So you put them they're like little inserts that you put in your shoes.
Yeah.
Don't crease. I put that on my Red 4s and they haven't creased yet.
Yeah, those little insoles that you pop in, but I mean, I don't know if those. He says they work.
No, they do. And they're comfortable. You don't realize they're there.
Oh, you leave them on?
Yeah.
While you create. Oh, I thought you take.
So when you
Yeah,
walk,
because like back in the day, they didn't really have all this stuff to protect your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Man over here, he got smart. What he started doing is he charges his classmates to restore sneakers. He paints
There you
them.
go.
He cleans them, takes the laces out. So, them dudes get lazy. He making some cake off of it.
There you go. Like his dad. There you go, man.
One way to get rid of creases too, you just put a hot towel over the sneaker and then iron the creases out.
Yeah, I've seen him do that.
Works. It actually works.
Holy shit.
I've seen him do that.
That's
He's definitely
Run his way.
he's a hustler like his pops,
There you go. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah, this has been.
That ain't
Give us a dip set too while we at it.
ready, man. Look, we could have a whole music podcast on the road.
Oh God. No.
Straight up.
Actually, it somewhat I just slipped my mind. Remember, Master P actually played for the Toronto Raptors.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
That's right. He was actually pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Master P was nice. Kevin Hart is nice.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Hart, them celebrity basketball games, he be whooping ass.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Yeah,
What's the other dude? He's left. Oh shit. What the hell is
Quavo?
Quavo.
Yeah, that's what they just say. Yeah, Quavo.
He can play. I was like,
Plays
good.
better than he raps.
Yeah.
Niggas is trash. I wanted Joe Budden to slap the fire out them niggas. All three of them. Pap, pap, pap.
J. Cole can ball.
Yes.
J. Cole can ball, yep.
J. Cole's nice.
Surprisingly, Adam Sandler can ball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one white man can't jump.
Oh, daddy's always jumpers. You can't.
There was somebody else that was a damn good ball player. He used to ball a lot in the celebrity games.
The Obama's freaking like assistant or whatever the hell he was. He stayed dropping buckets on people.
Yo, that was
Obama's assistant?
Yeah, like he plays in like every single celebrity game now. The dude is just.
I mean, I'd like to see a game between Trump and Obama.
Oh Lord, that would be.
Let that rock.
Man, they gotta shut that down.
They'll never let that shit happen. It'd be like Eddie Murphy. You won't stand still.
Oh man.
They FBI about to shut us down any minute now.
Oh man.
Young minorities. You know how he does that little.
This was fun. I'm glad we got to do this.
Yeah, man, this is real. You know, three New York guys talking sneakers, movie, and music. This is
this shit will last for hours. It really keep going.
Yeah. So I understand you have an upcoming show.
Yep, Monday, 6:00, Dong City, or maybe 6:30. I'm always watching the time. Vince be getting mad at me. The text we on 6, like nigga, it's the same time every time.
Yeah.
But I think it's 6:30. 6:30 Monday, Dong City. We got a bunch of things to address. Keep you guys entertained as we usually do, and stay tuned.
Any parting words, Mr. Moses?
Thank you, Henry, for coming on. Jay, it's been good having y'all. Got great insight. Yes, like Leon said, New York dudes. I mean, who's better? Yeah, I said that shit. Fuck y'all. All day. But now it's been another good show. I mean, number 5. We're gonna keep it running.
I will say, everyone listening, just use your better judgment. They're requesting social distancing. That's a new term we're learning. Mm-hmm. Keep your distance from people. Stay indoors. Don't go out if you don't have to. And use common sense. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. But in all, listen to the CDC, local officials about what's going on, and stay tuned, man. Because if you're not sick, you don't want to get sick, and if you are sick, you don't want to get someone else sick, because you may be healthy, but somebody's grandmother, somebody's grandfather may not be healthy. So your ass is home.
Exactly.
And while you're home, you can watch these movies. So,
Leon, I know you got to work, as do I. So be safe out there, brother.
Yep, same here.
You as well.
Definitely, y'all guys be safe.
Oh, you too?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They got us, man. We talking shit.
Yeah.
The 3 of us got to work.
I know, right? Monday morning, my black ass got to be there at 8.
essential.
Yeah, essential employee my ass.
Or Leon saying, pay us like we essential.
Told my boss, I was like, yo, that's the only time you ever called me essential in your motherfucking life. Now a nigga essential. How essential am I come raise time? I check his pocket. I ain't got it, man. I ain't got it. Nah, I can't complain. I can't complain. They take care.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, people out there. I'm. Once they say, Jacob, you got to come in, and he's like, you know what? I'm whatever. You know, people out there losing their jobs. My heart's to them. You know, I'm blessed enough to have it. My job is safe for now. You know, just gonna go in the office, do what I do every day.
Just be careful, fellas. You know, you are coming in contact with things and people. You don't want to bring any of that shit home and you know to your loved ones. So just be safe out there.
And on that note, guys, be safe. Take care of your families. Thank you again, Henry, for coming on.
Thank
Jay.
you for having me.
You.
And catch you next time on the Step Back.
Sir.
Kobe.
Now it's 3 months.